Good day and welcome to Code Escuela. In this session, we will discuss about the switch statement. A switch statement is a conditional statement like the if statement. You can execute a specific logic depending on the value of a variable. Let's jump straight into our code example. Okay, so now we have here a example of a switch statement. Okay, so here on line 7, we have declared a variable named player rank. Okay, and then now at line 9, we have the start of our switch statement. For you to use a switch statement, first you need to use the switch keyword. Okay, and then you have your parenthesis, open and close parenthesis, and then inside is that the value that you will be evaluating. Okay, now you have to remember that inside this value should result into a fixed value, okay, or a fixed number. So in our case, int, which would be 1. Okay, and now we have this curly braces. So this curly braces would be the body of the switch. The actual code that you can run would be inside of this. Okay, now for you to perform a specific code or action, first is you need to have case or use a case. In this example, you have the case keyword, and then next to it, after that is you have to specify what value, which means that uh, in the equivalent to an if statement, this would be like if the player rank is 1, then execute this section of code. Okay, so that is like an equivalent in the if statement. And so to complete your case line after your value, then you have to close it with a colon, and then after that you can have multiple lines of code here. And then for this to be a proper in proper syntax or form, you have to end each case with a break, okay, or else it would uh, fall through, or that would mean that it could execute the end of the code, right? So if you don't put a break here, then it would accept 1 and 2 and then break, okay, which is not what we want. And as you can see, it's already complaining that control cannot fall through from one case label to another. Okay, so break is a requirement. Okay, each case must end with a break. Okay, now we have here several cases up to here, 3, and then you have also a default. Okay, the default would be like an equivalent to the else in the if statement. Okay, so if none of the values match, then this default one will get executed. And again, you have to remember to end it with a break. Okay, now in this case, we have only a simple line of code here that would execute, which means a write line. Okay, and depending on the value of the player rank, then it would output different ranks in this case. Okay, so let's try running this one and see the result of the code. Okay, so since our player rank is 1, it would match this case, the first case, or case 1, then it would output rank beginner. Okay, now if we try to change this one into 2 and try running this, then we'd expect a rank intermediate as an output. It's because it matches this case, the value 2. Okay, you can set different expressions here, provided that those expressions or the value or the resulting value of that would match a specific value, okay, that you can use for your different cases. So that is how a switch works. This session has been all about switch statement. Thank you for joining us in this learning, and see you in our next session.